Well, welcome, boys and girls, to the Fun Friday with Mr. K. This week, we're going to be doing portraits. I'm going to teach you, show you one way of drawing a portrait. So, get your pencils ready, get your crayons ready or colored pencils, and get that piece of paper out of the pouch we gave y'all last Friday. Now, get that stuff ready. And while you're getting that ready, I'll get my stuff ready. All right? Let's go. All right. Now, I don't know how long I can maintain this funny accent, but I will probably fall out of it. If I fall out of it, forgive me. I know it's kind of silly. Now, when you're doing a portrait, get your paper ready. Now, your paper isn't as big as this thing. This is a big old piece of tag board I'm going to be working on. Now, you are going to find this piece of paper in your pouch. Now, if you're like me and you kind of like to practice, fold it hamburger style, right? Fold it like this. Sometimes it's easy to kind of run your tongue just lightly or fold it 2 or 3 times back and forth, and that makes it real easy, and you can tear it right down the middle in half like so. Right. Now you got 2 pieces of paper that are the same proportion as mine, and you can use them for practice. All right, so I'm going to put mine down. Are you ready to go? Okay, now, with Fun Friday, we're trying to just have fun, finish the week off. We've had a long week of work. Now I want you to have some fun. We're going to do some portraits. Portrait is a picture of a person. Now, the first thing you want to do is just kind of draw an egg shape. And I want you to make kind of an egg shape like that, like so. A portrait is not a photograph, so the edges don't have to be perfect yet. It's kind of fuzzy a little bit. Once you get your egg shape, that's obviously the head of the person. And then on one side of it, do kind of a curve like that. You see that curve? It just kind of curves in and out. That's one side of that person's neck. And there's the other side. You see it now? It's starting to look like a portrait. Give that a try. Once you have your egg shape, that's the head and the neck, we're ready to move to the next piece. Now, the next piece is kind of difficult, so look very carefully. You all need to put a line across here, but it's kind of a curvy line, so it's a line where the eyes are going to be. So about halfway up the egg shape, you want to go a little bit further and then just do a curvy line like that. That's going to be our reference point for the eyes that go across. Now, you'll also notice that on a person's face, there's a nose that goes right down the middle. Well, it should go down the middle. I know my brother's doesn't go down the middle. It's kind of busted because he was in football. Anyway, you start about halfway through at the top, and we're going to do another curvy, just slightly arcing line. Just a little line going down from the top to the bottom like that. Now you've got this 2 shapes of lines right there. That gives you a nice centering point for all the parts of the face. Now, what's the window of the soul? That is the eyes. So we're going to put a little eye shape on this side. Draw that eye shape in there right like that. It's kind of like an upside down smiley face. Make sure you try to do a little bit larger one on this side because you see the head's slightly turned towards this direction. That means this eye is just slightly, a little bit bigger. So you want to have a little bit larger one on that one. So far, so good? Excellent. Now, you want to do a little kind of a funny light. You might want to zoom in with your Chromebook. I don't know if you can do that, but look very carefully. And we want to do a little bottom of the eye shape. So far, so good. Do another one over here. Like so. Looking good? Who's it look like? I think it looks like somebody from Marvel Comics. I don't know, some kind of a superhero with a mask on. We need some eyeballs. So the eyeballs, they basically fill up the eyeball socket. So let's just put those right in there. Amazingly, if you look close, especially at the mirror, you'll see that your eye is usually centered so that the dark colored part is almost halfway covered by the top of the eyelid. So really, the dark spot is way up here. So let's just color that in. Ooh, he's looking kind of angry, isn't he? All right, let's try to do a nose. Now, since he's turning this way slightly, the nose is going to be shadowed this way. We're going to do an eyebrow. Comes right down that midpoint. That eyebrow comes down here. You see how you got about this much, about 1/3 of the head above the eyes, and then 1/3 of the head to the bottom of the nose, and then 1/3 of the head down to the chin. The chinny chin chin. Now, we're going to put it right here. We're going to just kind of like stop the nose right there. Okay? Just practice that a little bit. It's okay, you're doing your first copy. Now do one of those nostrils. Don't pick it now. You can do one of those nostrils right there. Mouths are very funny because mouths are different for everybody. So look very carefully at whoever you're drawing, whether it's a photograph or whether it's a live person, and try to get that shape of the lip just right, because the shape of the lip is very much different for everybody. So we are going to start off with a smile, but then we come up to the middle of where the lips come together, and we do this little bow shape, like a bow and arrow bow. Do you see what I mean there? At each end, we're going to do a little dimple, and you've got a smiley face. Now down below, we just need to do the lower lip, like a little piece like that. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to help you out by checking. I got to check my camera to see if indeed you can see all those lines. Hang on. I'm right here behind the camera. All right. Now it looks really faint, so I'm going to use my Sharpie to darken those lines in. So I did the eyes. And I did a little color in those eyes, a little black. We can add some color later, don't worry. And then we're going to have a shadowed nose coming down. Nostril, don't be picking. And this bow-shaped mouth goes down and then up in the middle, down again, up in the other side, and out the other end. So there's the basic face for what we're doing. Now we want to add another eyebrow on this side so he looks like a human, or he or she. I don't know which it is. You'll have to figure that out for your own portrait. Now let's see. Since this figure is facing this way, we got to put some ears on this guy. Now this portrait's going to have to, since he's turning this way, we're going to see most of the ear. Now the top of the ear, if you look really close, the top of the ear, I got to get rid of that hat. The top of that ear comes right about the same level as your eyes. So if we go right where the eyes are, we put a little dot. That's where the ear is going to start. Now, if you look also close, the bottom of the ear comes right at the mouth. That's pretty handy. Here's the mouth. That means this ear is going to be that big on this head. And then on this side, since he's turning this way, we're not going to see that much of the ear. So let's just put the outside edge of the ear. Looks kind of funny, I know. Let's add his chin in. Look pretty good. Continue with the showing you the neck. So far, so good. Now, you're using pencil, and later you can use your crayon to color this in. Now, what's that hair going to look like? I don't know. I got to go get my hat because I'm losing my inspiration. All right. Now, let's see. Let's draw. Oh, pulled it on too tight. Let's draw a big old 10-gallon hat on top of this guy. Like that. Now this is going to look weird if you don't see what I'm doing, so I better show you what it looks like. So I'm going to do this big old hat, like so. Come around this side. Not too bad, not too bad. Now let's add some more detail. All right. Kind of a long hair. I don't know what you think, but so far so good. We're going to have to put a little collar on my person here. So start down about halfway up the neck and do one of those things. Come on the other side and do another one. On the outside of this, come straight down a little bit, straight down a little bit, and then flare out a collar. You can continue those collars all the way down. Let's give this person some shoulders. That's a really long neck. I'm sorry, maybe he's part giraffe. So now you can go ahead and start up with your crayons or your colored pencils, whatever you want to do. A lot of the pencil marks that you're covering up are not going to be shown once you have the colors on there. Okay, let's see. How about let's do some blue hair on this person. Blue hair? Mr. K, what are you talking about, blue hair? What is that? Well, a lot of people like blue hair these days. I'm sure you've seen it. What do you think? Now, and I think the only other thing we need to do is maybe give this person a nice plaid. Whoops. Plaid shirt coming down. Plaids sometimes have different colors in them. So, when you're doing your portrait, have fun with it, practice it, grab some more paper, grab some scratch paper out of your notebook paper and practice it. Have fun making a portrait. Now, what I'd like to see is if you can do a photograph of it and send it to me on my Google Classroom, or you could send a picture of it on my email, or get a picture of it to me somewhere. Stick your drawing inside your envelope for Friday next week, and I'll see it then. All right, that's Fun Friday, and we'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.